Well, the Me Too and Time's Up movements have been making waves in Hollywood. Now, the After Me Too movement is putting the spotlight on issues in Canada's entertainment industry, aiming to fulfill the need for sexual violence support services right across the country. Chin-Yee is the co-creator of After Me Too. She's in our studio this morning. Good to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
So it is Canadian Screen Week this week, and we were at a gala on Monday night, and on the red carpet I saw a lot of these pins. They were described as being Canada's response to Me Too and Time's Up. Exactly. How is it different? How are they specific to Canada?
It's specific to Canada because it was created by myself, actress Mia Kirshner, and Freya Ravensbergen, and it was the same thing. It was a response to Me Too and getting some actual actions done. So what we wanted to find, with everybody coming forward, with everybody, breaking the silence, so that we have to actually change the industry and change all industries by coming up with actual recommendations to move forward and to actually address the industry's problems.
Some guidelines. Let's give a sense of what kind of effect Me Too has had. The Ottawa Rape Crisis Centre recently released numbers saying that they've seen calls of people reporting sexual violence up 100%. So what does that tell you? They were already up at capacity before Me Too happened, and then when Me Too happened, more people started coming out. And the funding is not there. It is maxed out in all levels of government, so we need to be able to fund more support services for victims, survivors of sexual assault. So this is the website you've created. People can donate, but how much money, Aisling, do you think is going to be needed?
Well, we're going to start with $7 million. This will help create a fund. We're working in partnership with the Canadian Women's Foundation, who will be administering the fund. And hopefully with that, we will be able to start funding organizations that are already working in this field already, but also look into creating safe reporting apps that are trauma-informed to give resources and services to victims and survivors who want to report and come forward, but also to have immediate access to legal counsel, immediate access to counseling for sexual assault, psychology, trauma, mental health resources.
These are some of the key recommendations that After Me Too released in their report. Walk me through a couple of those.
So the immediate creation of the fund with the Canadian Women's Foundation, this will hopefully fund the already strapped services that are already available for Canadians. The other big recommendation that came out of our roundtables that we did at the Globe and Mail back in December was we need to have an independent national organization that is independent from the unions, from producers and directors, that will act with authority and independently to be able to investigate claims, to actually receive disclosures privately and safely, and as well be able to refer victims and survivors to different resources and legal advice within their region, because that's one of the big problems, is that people don't know where to go and where to access services.
On first glance, you go, isn't this what the police is for? But I guess you could compare it similar to the Ontario College of Physicians or what other provinces have to investigate reports like this within an industry.
Well, I think a lot of the times before people are able to go to the police, they actually don't have the tools to be able to know how to effectively report, how to effectively show their evidence, and a lot of the learning curve that needs to happen with all aspects of the industry and within the legal system as well is that we need to be mindful that somebody who's going through a traumatic experience is going to be remembering things differently, is going to be psychologically affected in a different way. So right now what we're seeing is that when you go forward and report, they don't have the supports to know how to do that effectively so that their case can actually be legitimized in a court system or through a police system. So this is part of the training and part of the knowledge that needs to get downloaded to all aspects of industry, but specifically the film industry too, because it's been such an issue, obviously.
Aisling, good to have you here this morning talking about After Me Too and Canada's response.
Great, thank you.
And of course, we'll have a link on our website for After Me Too. That's at yourmorning.ca.